Hello once again, everybody, at Vintage Iron Range Dirt Track Racing. I am here with Don Haenke from Chisholm. Don, nice to see you today.
Always a pleasure, Mark. Thank you.
How are you doing?
So far, so good.
Well, you're looking good. Don, whatever got you interested in hanging around the racetrack?
It started out when I was a young kid growing up. We lived in an area called Lakeland, south of Boavic, and a good friend of mine's dad used to race, and his name's Bob Percy. My classmate was Terry, and we started from there, and it just blossomed.
So you used to hang around the neighbor, Dad had a race car?
And then we would go racing whenever I was allowed to.
Okay, so you really took an interest in watching races?
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah.
Okay, and then you got involved with helping at the racetrack for many, many years. What made you decide, or how did you end up getting involved in helping out at the racetrack?
Yeah, it was a long time ago because I'm old, but if I remember right, somehow Mr. Corey Slusher was the president, and I saw him somewhere, and he says, I think you should start working at the racetrack. And I thought, well, why not? I enjoyed it. And it started in, I think it was, God, I want to say 78, 79. I got a good memory, but it's short.
So Corey Slusher got you.
Corey Slusher was at fault of this.
And then you helped out at the track for a good 20 years.
Almost,
then.
yeah, 20 years. 20
Okay.
years, yeah.
You were the pit steward.
Pit steward, right. And then I think for whatever reason, somebody changed my title to head pit steward.
Okay. And the job of the pit steward guy is to stand on the front stretch,
and put the cars,
take orders, line up cars.
When we first started, we had got to remember we had to run to the building in the center and do everything via.
Oh, so you didn't even have radios?
We didn't have radios in, so you got to run back and forth from the white building.
In front of all the cars. So that's the most dangerous job at a racetrack.
I would say so.
The pit steward's a little vulnerable.
Yes.
And so then you worked at the track till when? About late 90s?
Yep, it was 97, 98, 99, somewhere around there.
Okay. And you had a little incident one day on Labor Day.
Yeah,
that kind of was your grand finale to quit doing that.
Yeah.
But what happened for those people that might not know?
We had advanced and we put the scales in the center of the infield, and we were trying to get the show going, and we had one heat that got completed. The top 5 went on the scale, and I was trying to get the next heat of mods going, and there was a gentleman that came off the scale and was waving into the grandstands to his family, and I had my headset and I was trying to get the cars lined up, and they were kept moving, so I was moving along forward on the racetrack, walking or running backwards.
Yeah, you were kind of jaunting backwards.
And I got clipped with my the right rear tire clipped my right ankle and crushed it.
Okay, and that didn't feel good.
No, I was not a commission.
So you were kind of watching the cars, watching your paper, kind of going backwards.
Yep.
The driver was coming out of the pits, kind of waving at some fans. But you're in a car; it's got a low roof, and your visibility's not good. So just like it was like the perfect storm happened, and
I talked to him afterwards, some time afterwards, and he realized that he didn't know that he even hit me.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
When he got into the pits and got out of the car, they started screaming, and by that time it was.
Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, you were the one who ended up paying the price for just a simple little mistake.
It was a mistake. I don't hold any grudges. I still get along with Lauren very well. He's a good man.
Yeah, and that got you a little free trip to the hospital. But in turn, it wasn't free.
It wasn't free, but at that point, I want to say a big thanks to Dr. Danny Rochelle, because if it wouldn't been for Danny helping get me through the ER room and all that stuff.
He went above and beyond.
He went above and beyond the call. By far.
So, do you have any lingering effects to this day from getting your ankle broken?
Oh, yeah. Arthritis is set in pretty good, and of course, people know the older you get arthritis. Mm-hmm. It's just part of life.
Okay. So, you were the pit steward then for a good 20 years.
Yep.
But you also served as the president of the Iron Range Racing Association.
President in 1985.
Okay, and was that the only year then that you were president?
I was the president for 1 year.
Okay, and then you served on the board of directors for several years then.
Several years. It was like 2 or 3 terms.
Okay. Yep. How did you like your stint as president?
Oh, it was educational, to say the least. It worked. It started out good, but my problem was times weren't good in '85, and I lost my job. So I went to the cities to work, so I would have to come back on late Friday and then try to work the race on Saturday, and then Sunday morning take off for the cities. So I did that for the entire year. But Jan and Ted Carlson were my assistant or vice president at the time, and made the job a lot easier.
Yes, yes, definitely. Jan and Ted are
Yep.
very nice, devoted
Super.
people to the racing.
Excellent.
So did you ever help at any other tracks then besides Hibbing?
Yeah, I worked at a variety of tracks, and one year I worked on a Friday night in Superior, Saturday here in Hibbing, and then Sunday in Proctor.
Well, that would have had to have been a very busy season.
It was a busy schedule, and my wife kind of put the kibosh to that after the first year because I wasn't home a lot on weekends. And
Okay. Now, you also worked the very first Wazota 100.
the very first Wazota 100 when Wazota was formed in Marshall, Wisconsin.
That's where the Wazota
That
100.
was the very first Wazota 100.
And what did you do there?
I was a pit steward back
Okay,
then,
so
too.
you were on the track,
Yep.
running backwards, looking at a piece of paper.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, so when you were president, were you pit steward as well?
Also, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Being the pit steward, then somebody gets a call they're not happy with. You're the first guy they want to deal with.
It usually ends up that way. They don't usually try to pass a buck and say, a call's a call, and we don't. We do the best we can with what we got.
Yep. So you had to deal with many unsatisfied customers, I bet.
To say the least, my name has been used in many vain ways. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right. Well, this concludes part 1 with our interview with Don Haenke. Please stay tuned for part 2.